Hi there, this is Linda and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm putting together my Project Life spread for the week of February 28th through March 8th, 2025, and I'm working with the Willows collection from Cocoa Daisy. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So this is the week after I got back from vacation, and it's the first week of March, so I'm using the Cocoa Daisy kit Willows, and I have to admit there are a lot of pumpkin photos because not a lot happened this week. I was getting back from vacation, so I got groceries and that kind of stuff, and that's pretty much it. We did go buy some furniture, so that is something that happened. But yeah, I don't know that I want that many pumpkin photos on one page. There we go. So yeah, just kind of everyday life stuff. You can see not a ton of photos of anything that exciting. So I'm gonna go through the cards first to kind of see what I want to include. I have my Hobonichi cousin off camera to look at to see kind of the stories. So let's see, so this is actually a little bit more than a week because I'm trying to get back on my Monday through Sunday schedule. And this starts with a Friday because that was our first day back. So it was a lot of jet lag, running errands. And then let's see, Saturday we went to go get the chair. So I probably want to do a story about that one. And I had a cold, and so I've just been kind of relaxing, playing a lot on my Switch. We played pickleball because it finally got warm. We ordered a lot of stuff, just like basics and that kind of thing, because we had been gone. We watched some TV. Yeah, that's not a lot going on. So I'm just gonna go through the cards first and figure out what I want to include in these pockets. That I think makes a good title card. I do love this guy. So I think this is a perfect one for this week. This is good for journaling. This is a good card, but it's not the end of the month, so I might want to save that. I don't know, although maybe I can just do it at this point in time. Like that filler one. Oh, I forgot I was using these as title cards. I don't know if I want to though, especially because this is not only in March. I'm gonna look back and see what I did earlier this year. Okay, so I looked back and I did in fact use this for the prior 2 months. So I'm going to use it and I'll just put this one as a filler. I think that looks like a good starting place. You can journal about it getting a little warmer, going to play pickleball. This can be more perspective of looking forward to March. This can be about just my bullet point list. I have this, and then this is like a filler. I'm thinking I kind of want to put because we're finally home. I guess home finally is not the right word. We were only gone for 2 weeks, but after vacation, I'm always so happy to come home. Like I love vacation, but I also really love that coming home feeling. So I think I want to put that on here if I have the letters. I really loved these letters in the kit this month. So I used them on a couple of spreads already. but it seems like I've been able to find everything I need. Of course, I shouldn't say that before I find my E. Let's see, here's an F. Okay, so I went through all of them, and unfortunately there is no E, so I must have used them all. I don't remember what I wrote, but I must have used a lot of E's because I'm sure it came with a couple. So that's okay though. I'm just gonna make one out of the F and the L, just like that. So let me just go ahead and put these guys on here. Okay, so I've talked before in some of my videos about my journaling and sometimes how I do my journaling about like factual, this is what happened on this day, such, but more often I try to come up with themes. So this card is going to be the theme of coming home. So I'm going to tell all the stories related to the fact that we're home. So I'm going to tell a story about us being jet lagged, and the story about Pumpkin being super excited to see us and being a little bit needy for attention, and the story about going and getting groceries and all of that stuff. So that is going to be on that card. And then this one, I think I could tell the story of what I'm reading and watching, maybe what I'm reading, because it could be next to these books. Then this is going to be themes of like what I'm looking forward to in March and that kind of thing. This will be about the weather getting warmer. And then this will be my bullet point list. And I think I can tell the story of the chair like on this one. So I think that gives me a good place for my stories. And the question is, what do I want for embellishments? So I have a lot of these little die cuts. Oh, here's some of them, those letters. I have a lot of cute washi this month. I can maybe want to use like some of this washi to decorate. Really like that striped one. And then let me look through the rest of what I have here. I love the puffy stickers, but of course they're super themed, and I didn't do anything that fits that theme this week, but that's okay. This kit will still work perfectly fine, but I'll probably save a lot of these themed embellishments for more like outdoorsy stories. Okay, and the chipboard ones are not super themed, of course, so these, I think I can use some of these. To maybe embellish a couple of these. And then I think also in here, I had quite a few die cut like labels that might be good to add a few like additional words, like little tags and stuff to some of these photos. So I think what I'm gonna do is just put you guys on voiceover and start getting this put together.
Okay, so this spread comes together really easily. I feel like most of the stuff I end up doing is just journaling. I do quite a bit of journaling on this spread, and I don't know, I feel like I don't have a ton of embellishing just because I feel like the cards, I used a lot of cards in this kit, less photos than I feel like I normally do because not a lot went on. So the cards are kind of acting as the embellishments. For that title card, I used my mild liner to highlight the days, and because this week went into February, it included February 28th, I just wrote in a 28 with my pen, which I was totally fine to do. This home card I think is my favorite card on this spread because I just love those letters and I like the way it came out. Because I am both a scrapbooker and a journaler, I have recently started seeing myself overlap my style in those two hobbies. So on this card, I pulled over my Tombow Fudenosuke, which is one of my favorite pens to use in my journaling, to create more of a bold title that said "So happy to be home." And then I'm just journaling on here about, the process of coming home. It's adjusting to the time change with jet lag, Pumpkin being so happy to see us, getting some groceries, all of that stuff. And I'm just doing all of that journaling here using, this is a Sarasa Clip pen. This isn't my absolute favorite pen, but I do really like this pen, and sometimes it depends on the paper I'm using, and I feel like this pen works really well on journaling cards. So if you're looking for a new just like black pen, the Sarasa Clip pen I highly recommend for journaling cards. The Sarasa Mark-On that I've previously recommended, if you've gotten that one, is a little bit juicier, and I prefer it for journaling in my journal, but this one sometimes is better on just depending on the type of paper that you're using. I moved on to this card, which I really love when the kids include prompt cards like this. It's a great way to add a little bit more of the story that you maybe wouldn't have otherwise thought to add, especially when you have a slow week like this. So this card specifically said, enjoying reading, watching, and eating and listening. So I filled these in. I'm looking over at my Hobonichi cousin to see what to write in there. So for enjoying, I put how much I am, during this week, I was playing a lot of my Nintendo Switch. I'm playing Super Mario Galaxy on there, which is a game from the Wii, but you can play it on the Switch. I got a set that allows you to play some older games, and I've been very into it because I had it on the Wii and I didn't enjoy it on the Wii, but I do really like it on the Switch. I think the controller is just so much better. But I was sick this week, so I was spending a lot of time on the couch, and that's what I was doing. I was reading Normal People by Sally Rooney. I hated that book. I was watching White Lotus season 1. It was okay. And then about eating, I was just happy to be back to regular eating. And then listening, I was working on a music review, which is something I've just been doing for a while. I decided, because I was doing that card, I didn't need that book review card because I already had all of these things on this little things card. So I switched it out to put a filler card. And I originally wanted to do that one with the leaves. I thought it was super pretty, but I wanted to put embellishment in the middle of it. And I felt like that card was too busy for the one I wanted. I wanted that little tag, and you saw me put the sticker that said Hello March on the tag that was just plain green. I love when there's tags and stuff like that that are just plain or chipboard pieces, because then you can personalize them with stickers or rub-ons. If you haven't done rub-ons on chipboard, I highly recommend doing it. They are so great. So anyways, I cropped down some of that paper to create the diagonal stripe and put that chipboard on there. Now I'm working on journaling on this card that said Spring Day. And I decided to use this one to journal about the change in the season. So I live in upstate New York, so March is still pretty much winter, but we do start to get some warmer days here and there sprinkled in. We get some sunshine. In the winter here, it's super gray. And there were some days where we could kind of get outside. And this week we got outside and played pickleball for the first time this season, which was super exciting. A lot of the courts were still covered in snow, but it was warm enough and some of the courts had been cleared off. So we were able to play a couple of games. So I decided to journal that on the Spring Day card. I liked journaling my stories in themes like that. So I was able to lump a few different things about this week together on that card. This highlights card, I decided it was a little too plain, just being black and white. So I added that rainbow stripe washi that I really loved from the kit. I think it was actually from the washi trio on there. And then I added a chipboard on that photo of Pumpkin that I absolutely love. That photo is right next to the journaling card that talks about coming home and how happy he was to see me. So I thought that chipboard piece was perfect. I wanted to add a little bit of labels on to some of my photos, or a little bit of journaling onto some of my photos. So I brought some labels from the die cut pack. I believe this was the one that came with the scrapbook kit, and it has a few different die cuts that were labels or tags, and so they were perfect to add a little bit of journaling onto some of my photos to add some more of the story. So this one I journaled about my book of the month picks. My to be read pile is currently too full. During this week, I had one too many books to fit in the shelf that I use for it. But then once I finished Normal People, I was able to get that last one in there. But now I cannot buy any more books until I read some because I don't have the space. So I added that on that tag. This one is a picture of me wearing a shirt that was a gift from the organizers of Craft Organization Camp, which I am a instructor for. That is coming up in later March. So I thought that was a perfect story to tell here. I was super excited and happy about getting that care package from them. It was so sweet. And if you haven't heard about Craft Organization Camp, go check it out. There's more information on my Instagram, and I will add a link down in the description box below if you're interested in signing up. It's completely free if you participate during the weekend, but you can purchase an all access pass to have access to it for a year if you want to do it at your own pace. I am going to be a contributor to that class, and I am going to contribute a lesson on stamp organization, which is going to be an update on my system that I have shared here years ago. But it's a much more updated video with some additional thoughts. But I am just one of over 20 instructors, and there are lessons that take 3 days. So I highly recommend checking it out, even if you just want to pick up the free ticket and watch just a couple of the lessons. Moving on, this highlights card, I decided to journal more of like prospective journaling about March because, like I said, March has not yet happened for this spread. So instead, I'm journaling about how I'm looking forward to a quieter month in March. Over the past few months, I've been super busy. In February, I traveled. In January, I was repainting my craft room. December was the holidays. And last August, I traveled for 3 weeks. So it's just been a lot. Even though I didn't have like a ton in October and November, I did go on a weekend vacation in October. So it's just been busy. So I was just saying how much I really want a slower month this month, which I think I've been pretty successful in doing. And also I journaled about how I finally got some progress in my craft room. And that photo there of the chair on the left-hand side there is the chair that I purchased for the reading room. And then I purchased the same chair with blue stripes for my craft room. So I will share more about those when they come in. I had to order them, and it said they would take 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm hoping they will come in before I go on my next vacation in May. But I'm journaling about that and some other things. So this is my bullet point list card. If you are new here, something I like to do in pretty much all of my Project Life spreads is add a bullet point list where I add those little micro stories that don't have a photo necessarily and don't need a full journaling card, because I feel like those little micro stories of life are what make Project Life so special. So what I added on there were the spontaneous trip to buy the chairs and get some paint because we're going to repaint our bedroom this summer. A craft organization camp being announced, getting back into yoga, a lot of fun Happy Meal I was getting. I vacuumed the entire house and just trying to get back on track with cleaning after traveling and just being sick. I also added a label on that photo of my mugs because I've been rotating out my mugs each month, and I had a lot of fun picking out which ones were going to be my March mugs, and I'm excited to pick out my April ones in a couple of weeks now. I'm just going to go ahead and slide everything into the pockets and call this one done. I really love how this spread came out. I like all the greens from the kit. Green I feel like is a color I don't use often enough, but I really do like it, and I feel like it has a perfect vibe for this season where I am kind of in between winter and spring. Thank you guys so much for being here. Here's a look at that completed spread. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as always, I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Bye.